See, this is Belshire Beach between ZcO and Chairmanmiao for the grand final of the Sunday night Star League Spectacular, whatever you want to call it. Whoa, crazy textures, this is awesome. This is actually the first time I've seen this map, so this is going to be a learning experience for me as well. What we'll have a look at is probably just some of the interesting parts of the map. As we can see, nicely sized main there. As you can see, there could be some shenanigans down here. Not sure if you can drop down here, but you can put, obviously tanks can be put up here. You perhaps could hide some tech up here, that sort of thing. And of course up here there's a little bit of room to drop, that sort of thing as well. So you may see those sorts of things. Interesting for Terrans could be that you could chuck some tanks up here, cover this gold a little bit, or perhaps drop on your opponent. There are two generally easy to hold expansions. As we can see, the natural here has it's a little bit like what Tal'Darim Altar looks like, and we've got, I'm pretty sure those are like those line of sight blocking shrubs, so you can't actually see through them. Blocked off ramp here, so we actually have two entries here. We've got an entry on this ramp here along with an entry here, but that's got some rocks on it. So what you probably want to do if you're expanding was to come down here, perhaps make a little bit of a wall off, sort of that way, and then you could probably hold it off a little bit easier. Either way, both these players doing standard sorts of openings. There's no proxy shenanigans going on. Both these guys scouting out what's happening. Do keep in mind, this map actually used to have a Zelnoga watchtower here, and I believe there was another one here as well, but they got taken out because they were a bit overpowered, because you could essentially see everything on the map. It'd be interesting to see if people actually take this gold base as a third a little bit quicker than taking this one over here. It's obviously a little bit more open. Yes, you can walk through the water, and the units look really cool when they're walking through the water, so we'll have a look at those when we get to that point. Gas now done here for ZcO. He's got that second pylon on the way, and gas also done for Chairmanmiao as well. He's about to pump out that cybernetics core. He's about to put that down right about now. There you go. Both players have their cybernetics core on the way. Let's have a look at the production tab. Effectively exactly in the same positions here, although Chairmanmiao just a tiny bit in front, perhaps using a little bit more chrono on his probes than what... no, he's not actually. Interesting. We must have had ZcO actually just fall a little bit behind there on the production, but he's getting a second gas now, so he's going to have that up and running in just a moment. Meanwhile, Chairmanmiao is still sitting on the one gas for the moment. See a pylon go up. That's that third pylon on the 22 or 23 supply, which is generally when you always want to get it. Second gas is up, so we're probably going to see maybe a 2-gate robo from ZcO, not sure. But looks as if Chairmanmiao getting out that warp gate tech straight away, getting that going as soon as he can, making sure that he has the option of doing a 4-gate if necessary. As you can see here, pylon placement attempted there. I'm not actually sure if he can put it down. Either way, worth a shot. Meanwhile, we've not got too much happening. The probe almost being picked off here. We'll probably see the switch into tech right now, whether he wants to do it or not. I would assume it's going to be a 4-gate from Chairmanmiao. And we've got 1, 2, 3 gates from ZcO. The interesting thing about this, unless there is that proxy pylon, they're probably not going to be able to do a 4-gate as easily as you want to. Although, here we go, we do have a 4th gate coming up here from ZcO as well, so he's going to be able to hold off with a little bit more of a defensive 4-gate, because he's going to have his second gas up a little bit quicker. Where is this 4th gate? No, he's going to go Twilight Council. Alright, so this could be Blink. Really want to see the second gas come up as soon as possible here from Chairmanmiao. You can't really do the sort of heavy stalker sort of build along with Blink if that's what the plan is, but we'll see what's happening. Either way, if you're going to get a Twilight Council, you really do need that second gas, because you're either going to need it for Blink, you're going to need it for Stalkers, or you're going to need it for DTs if that's your particular chosen path. But it looks as if we have a battle here, a sentry going down straight away here, and some nice micro here from Chairmanmiao, keeping this zealot alive. It does have 4 health. What a bit of a tank there. He's done a good job retreating now, and sort of just a bit worried perhaps about any more units coming out, but I think the problem here, as we can see from ZcO, is that another stalker actually got taken sort of stuck here in this wall in. So the pylons holding in that stalker, and the gateway also holding in there as well. We've seen a little bit of that tonight, but I think the reaction from Chairmanmiao is actually a really good one, and we actually have a nexus going up here at the natural expansion. So he's certainly doing a decent job of reacting to what ZcO is up to. I believe he did actually see the 4 gates. Did he see it? Let's check. No, he only saw 3. Alright. Either way, he's grabbing that expansion there, which I would think for the moment is an okay decision. What I don't want to see him do is walk out like this. This is not the greatest idea, but it looks as if we do have ZcO preparing to take his own expansion as well. There we go. Bam, it is going down. So we'll see what the plan is from these two guys. We obviously have a little bit of a unit count favouring ZcO for the moment. He's got 8 stalkers out along with 1 sentry. We've got 3 stalkers, 6 zealots out for Chairmanmiao at the moment. He's going to need to be very careful sniping out that probe that tried to get in here and put a pylon down under the nose of all these stalkers. Not going to work, of course. And we do not have blink coming just yet. As I mentioned, gas is a little bit lax at the moment for Chairmanmiao. He's currently sitting on around about 76. Let's have a quick look at the income tug of war. We actually have the gas way in favour of ZcO for the moment, and we do have the minerals just actually in favour of Chairmanmiao for the time being. Of course, he does have the extra expansion up and running, which means he's going to have a little bit of a better time in getting the minerals up and running. As we mentioned, the gas is going to be a little bit of a deciding factor for the moment, of course, given the fact that he got that early Twilight Council. Still does not have blink or charge, so I'm sort of interested to see what his next choice is here. Perhaps we're going to see some charge lots, I'm not actually sure. But meanwhile, while we're waiting for things to happen, we do have, obviously there's a lot of that water around the map, which looks really cool. We've got an expansion over here, and another one over here, which I would assume will probably be the last 2 expansions to be taken on the map if it gets to that late stage. Cannon being placed down, some sort of preemptive DT prevention tech there. Of course, it can snipe out an observer if the player using the observers isn't careful. +1 weapons almost done here for ZcO. He's going to have that out in just a second. A lot of chrono built up here. Going to need to use that up a little bit if he can. Perhaps pop it down on the +1 weapons to get that out a little bit quicker. And he's obviously got a little bit here to use on getting these probes popping out. Chairmanmiao, meanwhile, doing his own job with the chrono, a little bit built up for him as well. He is actually up to 5 gates. He may be able to go for DT. There's the DT tech, so it's going to be interesting. The cannon beautifully placed there, actually sniping out those 2 DTs that tried to get through. So nice job there to actually get that cannon just in time. A couple more DTs running through the map. Man, that looks insane seeing them in the water. Let's watch these guys go. Looks really cool. I have seen a water map like this before. It was the remake of Python. But it had some water in it, but that was actually really cool. Anyway, just running through the water here. If you know that your DTs aren't actually going to get inside and do any damage, what you do need to do is try and control the map. If you can actually hold up any extra bases which your opponent might be trying to take, or if you actually just keep them around the map to snipe random units, that is actually a really good way to utilize the DTs if they're not actually going to get inside. Now, I don't think that... Whoop, we do have a battle here. We're going to have stalkers coming in from the side. They're being forced in. Zealots stuck at the back. A couple of them were. And as we can see here, we actually have ZcO in probably a little bit of a better position here. He does have a few more stalkers. He did have Guardian Shield holding off some of those attacks. But as we can see here, he's not going to be able to do too much. But as we see, the battle is actually turning in favor. The DTs coming in the back now that the cannon was destroyed. There is no way to scout these DTs which are hacking away at these stalkers. And they are all going to go down here. And I think that is going to be it perhaps for ZcO, unless he's got another cannon somewhere in the middle of his base, but he doesn't. The robotics is not spinning, so he's going to have no observers, and the DTs are now coming inside. GG there from ZcO. So game 1 going to Chairmanmiao, and he's easily taken out this game for the moment. DT's doing a nice job there, coming in a little bit later than what they perhaps could have been with that late second gas, but either way, getting inside and doing a good job.